I have not been allowed to know the day the male psychotic, murdering psychotic leaves the earth, or the female psychotic, murdering absolute psychotics here leave the earth. And that is because you can clearly see in written English. I don't know how to make it more clear. And I've said it back and forth about 1,000 million times. They're too involved with Russian and Iranian agents, really evil ones. And my words are gone, but this does it justice. I don't have to speak English anymore. It's over for me that way. It's time for me to rest and recover. I used to speak it better. I'm from here. This is so sad. Okay, they're too involved. I cannot know the day they leave the earth, except that some of my persecution is finally over. It needs to stop. I need to stop being chased around by United States civilians and officials. I'm so beside myself. I'm not lost in pity. I'm in shock. And everything, because of trauma, starts with the letter I, the alphabetical letter I. And I'm worried that I'm going to leave here with my ears plugged, because this is how bad it is. Standing on the front porch going, I, trying to talk to the cab driver who can't fucking hear me anyways. Waving and signaling to the fucking cab driver from a goddamn ISIS terrorist cell, saying I, because I'm so injured from trauma. But Jesus says, just hold your horses. There's so much that I can't know about because of my safety. I'm freaking straight up hostage. The police and fire come here relentlessly. I know, and I've witnessed so many deaths in here. It's horrifying. That's why I talk funny now. I do not know and will not know when they leave the earth for my own safety. But I pray for it every day. I pray for the death of all these Americans who brought this catastrophic warfare to our country. It's set in stone. They just never stopped. There was time they could have stopped, but when they started putting out COVID and doing this, it was done, folks. It is over. They've killed so many people from the United States through the COVID. I don't want to start thinking about it too much because I'm already in bad shape. But I think about India, I think about Brazil, I think about China, I think about where it really hit hard. The populations, that was us. And we were going to do more. And the ones here who are still blinking and breathing all across the United States and the West have no problem and don't lose any sleep at night doing more of this to people in order to take their countries for white power and some sort of Middle Eastern caliphate. It's mixed together. I used to speak better, but that is what they're doing. They mixed it together. It's really evil. They have been stopped. To the best of my abilities, I did what I could sitting on a park bench. That's what they did to me to stop me, but I sat there and kept doing to the best of my abilities what I could, and I paid for it. These Americans here did not like me for that. No, they'd walk by, look at me, everyone in protest, because that's in our doctrine, to be just despicable and as vile and disrespectful as you possibly can to somebody if you disagree with them politically. And it turned into terrorists here. It was easily tipped. If this went too far, this Bill of Rights, this doctrine, this Constitution, if it was allowed, which it was, to be taken a little bit too far with that mentality, this ideology, you'd have nothing but terrorists in your population. which is exactly what we have today. And they've all armed themselves, buying guns, buying bullets, guns, guns, guns. And now they're making weapons of mass destruction in the bathrooms. I know they certainly are here, up and down this block. That's for the special forces to know exactly what house is doing what. No, I need to stay safe. But that's my point at hand. I do not and will not know when they start to drop some of the main terrorists here who know all these agents. No, I will not know that. I'll sit here completely clueless. My guardian angel does not want me knowing every last thing. I mean, you can see the logic to that. I do. All right? And when that happens, I do know this. All these political people with them do not live through it. No, there's all these political assassinations that follow right along with it. So what do? I don't know. Do I go on Facebook? Do I shelter in place? I don't know, okay? Sometimes Jesus says yes, and then sometimes he says no, go on Facebook. You don't need to shelter in place from these political assassins. So I don't know. This is the point in antithesis, is I'm not going to know. Some of this I'm going to have to be told at the time by Jesus what to do. It's because I'm in here. They can't get in, the good guys. And they know that. And they can't tell me certain things, which they would to protect my life. But Jesus does. And I know Jesus says to himself, I just know this, I know this, I know this. He says, I hope that they learned a lesson, all the good guys, to trust him, to trust Jesus. Because that's what we had to do in here. Because these poor guys and gals could never get in. And I do pray today is the day that these psychotics who do the most heinous, violent crimes finally leave the earth. I don't know how they did. I don't know when. I have no idea. I've been in here. I know that there was more of that toxic agent used on me when I went in the bathroom. This is routine. It hurts, then it goes away. I feel better. The rest of my day is fine. I don't feel sick the rest of the day is what I mean. No. I don't know anything else, okay? I mean, I'm not saying this like I need to defend myself. I'm just saying I really don't. And I realized that. I realized this a long time ago, that I was not going to know the final call for a lot of these protected terrorists on the street. I wasn't. No, I'm not. I mean, I would normally. When I speak normal and I'm rested and recovered, absolutely, I could know a lot more. But I mean, we're forgetting, right? I'm literally in here sheltering in place, held hostage by the city, the fire departments, city police and fire. Oh God, this is a police militia. Like, fuck, dude. At that point, no, sweetie, you're not gonna know much. You're just gonna sit in here and you're going to just watch TV or something, dude. This is sometimes what I do. It's the only thing I can do. To the best of my abilities, I did everything I could to help the good guys and gals. But by the time they had me trapped in the back of a row house in Washington, D.C., I still did tremendous, to the best of my abilities, what I could do. But there was a great deal of time where trapped in the back of a row house facing the alley, where I just had to, just sit. And I have never watched so much TV in my life. No, I haven't. No, I know that. I've never watched so much TV. But I watched decent stuff. I watched some decent TV while I was in here. It's hard to find that in the West. Oh yeah, because it's so corrupted. But the stuff I watched was pretty good. Except there was a few that I put up that I had to make a comment on, that were just, the script and stuff were just outlandish organized crime. Like that one movie, for example, to be clear of what I mean. That movie with the all-white cast and the all-white Israeli cast members. It was so organized crime and so evil And they just wanted to defile the Americans, to defile people, to defile women and defile families. And it's just so evil. I don't have a lot of words to describe that one. It came out of Hollywood about 2014, 2015. I put it up. It was so evil. They went after women for childbirth. The script made me nauseous. It still upsets me to think about it. That they took it that far, but of course they were. Of course they were. So, but the ones that I'm putting up now, you can see the same corruption happen to the screenwriters. Oh yeah. Oh, and the producers. Oh yeah. Flat out, they're probably threatening their lives all the time, threatening their livelihoods, threatening everything. And then it got hard to cast people because they took over all of the agencies. It turned into a prostitution ring. It literally did. But this is a whole nother discussion at hand. So I'm going to close on minute 12 with no. I have, and this is not for my defense, this is just to say for historical record, I have no idea when these key terrorists, absolute psychotics, dude. Wait till the good guys come in here and tell you the body count. This is going to take your breath away. I know it, but I don't think anyone needs me to tell them how psychotic these people are. But it's still going to take your breath away when you hear the official body count here. It is so petrifying what happened on that street. So no, I'm not going to know when they finally leave the earth. I'm going to certainly celebrate when I find out. I'm certainly going to celebrate. All right, goodbye.